Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be the battle of two very famous foundations. This month has been a foundation overload. Like, I literally have gotten so many foundations, I don't even know where to start. There are still so many that I want to test out. The Natasha Denona one, the Milk Makeup one, there's a couple more drugstore ones that I got. Anyway, today I wanted to do like a battle of, because I know that a lot of people have already separately reviewed these foundations, but today I wanted to put the Pat McGrath next to the Fenty Foundation and see which one wins the battle. So at the very end, I'll tell you what my favorite foundation is and which one wins the battle, but stay tuned. I hope you guys enjoy the video. And also, I ended up creating this glittery makeup look that was like a total accident. I was just like playing with all new products and this is what I ended up with. So I hope you guys like it. And without further ado, let's get started. I have my pore minimizing primer around here because I need that. So we're gonna go in with a second primer, and this is the Pat McGrath Labs primer. This is the Skin Fetish primer, which came out with her foundations. So I'm just gonna use like a fluffier brush and get this all over. I'm wearing my hair straight today, which like never happens, but I just really was feeling the straight hair look. I'm gonna let this dry a little bit. So I'm gonna start with the Pat McGrath side on this side, and I'm gonna go ahead and use number 17. This is in medium, and I've already used this. I absolutely love it on my skin, to be honest. It's just such a beautiful, lightweight formula. A lot of people are complaining because there's a lot of alcohol in it. I can't really smell it though. I don't know, but that's like one complaint I keep hearing. But I mean, as long as I guess you don't wear it every day, it should be fine. I don't wear foundation every day, so I feel like for me, it's okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and buff this all over my skin. So this has a very light sort of natural coverage to it. You can build it a little bit, but not too much. I would just say this is great for people who have amazing skin and don't need like a lot of coverage, I guess. Or in my case, I like to just pinpoint conceal after, just because I feel like your skin looks way more natural that way. The color selection is absolutely beautiful, and I think she did a really, really good job with that. It's really nice and olive. So I just put 2 pumps, and 2 pumps was perfect for just half of my skin. But I mean, I have a little bit left. I can probably build on this a little bit. Don't forget those ears. So a few info on the Pat McGrath foundation. It is $68. It's got no parabens, no fragrances. It's oil-free, and it is buildable, I would say, because I just put on another layer just to see if it'll build up. And it does like build and blend beautifully. It doesn't like really look cakey or anything, so I would say it's definitely buildable. I will say the primer did something weird to my skin. I am not loving it. I did see some weird redness that wasn't here a minute ago, so I am very sensitive to skincare products, like I said, which is why I don't try a lot of stuff. I'm super tan right now, which is why I went with a darker shade, and obviously once I match my concealer and all that, it's gonna look just fine. Right now I look a little crazy, as you can tell. Okay, moving on to the brand new Fenty foundation. This came in the mail around the same time as the Pat McGrath, and this is in the shade 250. I'm gonna use a different brush. So the consistency of this is a little bit thicker than the Pat McGrath one. It's definitely more of like I would say like a medium to full coverage, whereas the Pat McGrath one is almost like watery, very, very liquidy. So this is the Fenty Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation. And I'm just gonna use, do you see the difference of the colors? It's yellow, but not as olive as I would like it to be. It has more of like a yellowish pigment to it. My allergies have been killing me, you guys. LA weather has been terrible. The air quality here is like top 10 worst air quality in the world. It's been really, really bad. So I've just been sneezing, congested, all sorts of weird stuff is happening. So the Fenty foundation is $35, so a lot less expensive, and it's cruelty-free and formulated with grapeseed oil. There are 50 shades, so again, you can definitely go in and like find your shade, but I don't know, I guess it's not terrible once it's on, because this is the first time I'm putting this on my face. I swatched it on my arm and it felt a little too yellow, but you see how this one's a little bit more olive? I guess it's a little bit darker too than this one. Consistency is completely different. This has definitely more of like a medium coverage. I don't really need to build this up because it's already as full as I would want my foundation to be, so I would just leave it at this. Also, both of the foundations are made in Italy, so that's another reason why it would be a good like battle of to see which one wins. But honestly, from just like first impressions, I would say they're both really nice foundations. They're definitely different. Like this has more of a dewy, more of a natural finish, definitely buildable. This has, I'm not saying it's matte because I still can see like the shine and like more of my natural glow, but it's definitely more of like a creamier formula, so it is going to be a little more medium to full coverage. And this, let's see if we can build this. I'm pretty sure you can build this up, but again, I probably wouldn't go any more than this. But just for the sake of this video, I'm gonna see if it is buildable. I mean, you can, but it's starting to look a little too heavy. So I would just say one layer is all you need with this foundation. Okay, I'm gonna move on to my concealer and then we'll set everything, do the rest of the face, come back and really analyze the two foundations. So everything else I'm gonna use in this video is new releases just because I had so many like new products that I wanted to try. So I'm gonna use the Milk Concealer. I haven't used this yet, so let's see how it goes. This is in the shade Light. Very beautiful. It's kind of tingling under my eyes. It has a very strong product smell. It's not like a perfume or anything. It's just the actual like raw ingredients that I'm smelling. It is tingling under my eyes a little bit. So I don't know if I love it, but I do like the way it looks on the skin. So to set my face, I'm actually going to use the Pat McGrath setting powder because I've already tried this and it is so buttery and beautiful. I tried it with multiple different foundations and it just looks seriously so stunning on all foundations. It's so, so good. And it's in the shade Light Medium. They have a little cover here, which makes it easier to get product and not get it all over the place. It's not open, which is nice. So I'm just going to go ahead and set my under eyes, my larger pores, because I feel like it is diffusing a little bit. And I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. I'm using an eyeshadow brush to set everything, by the way. The skin looks great. I mean, honestly, now that both of the foundations are on, you can't even tell the difference. I think they both look really good, but I did build this one up, so maybe that's why they look very similar. But I'm just gonna move on. For my bronzer, I'm gonna try the brand new Lawless bronzer. This is in the shade Golden Hour. I think I put a little too much on. Okay, it blends really nicely on the skin. Very lightweight, it's buildable, so I keep like kind of applying a little bit of product at a time and just building it up. So far, I really like it. So the bronzer looks really natural on. It definitely like blends beautifully. It's more of a natural finish, so you can build it up. So I put on, I think like 2 to 3 layers, just kind of like blending it on. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply my highlighter. This came with their brand new foundation too. This is the Milk highlighter. It's more of like a yellow golden highlighter. I'm gonna use a little fluffy brush. I'm gonna apply this on the high points of my cheeks and blend it. Oh, it's really beautiful. The pearls are a little bit larger, so you do get a lot more payoff and a lot more of a intense glow, which I kind of like. So I think this would be beautiful for like holiday season too. And then for my blush, I'm gonna use a brand new shade from Kaja. These aren't new, but this specific shade is new. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use a smaller fluffy brush. I'm gonna put on some Aquaphor because my lips are starting to look crazy, super dry. And then with the wipe, I'm just gonna wipe it off and then put it back on, because sometimes when I put foundation on, I get foundation all over my lips and I don't love that look. I used to be okay with it, but now I'm just like, not about that life, you know? For my brows, I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. liner in Taupe. e.l.f. recently did a collab with Roxette and her best friend, Yesenia, so this is part of that collab. And I love e.l.f. Eyebrow pencils so much. They like glide on, it's so good. And I actually discovered it through one of you guys. I remember when I was doing drugstore week, I was having the hardest time finding a brow pencil. And I was like, you guys have to help me because I've tried every brow pencil and everything is super like red or orange. And everyone's like, you gotta try the e.l.f. And I'm like, hooked. It reminds me of like Anastasia's Taupe, the color, but honestly, it's way creamier. And it just goes on like butter. I'm gonna bake this area a little bit, but then like quickly wipe it. Moving on to my eyes, and I'll be doing more of a purpley look today with Identity 2 by Sona Cosmetics. And then I'm also going to be using like a glitter that I got, and this is beautiful. It's by Lemonhead. I'm going to start with Loyal first. I'm going to pop that on the crease. This is probably going to be the longest video ever because I'm like reviewing, doing a look, all sorts of fun stuff is happening. Using a smaller brush, I'm going to go ahead and pick up Confident. And I'm gonna apply that on the inner corners. I'm also gonna apply a little bit of this on the outer corners. And I'm using Fix Plus with this so that it creates more of a dramatic wet effect. I know I look crazy right now, but we have to blend it, so bear with me. With that first brush and a little bit of Loyal, we're just gonna diffuse the crease a little bit. Okay, now I'm gonna pick up this glitter. So cool. I'm just gonna pop it right on the center. It is a little sheer, so I probably should have laid some color underneath it. That's pretty. I'm actually gonna apply a little bit of Independent. And then I'm gonna apply the glitter over it. Damn, these glitters are fun. I feel like it's like a New Year's Eve look, you guys. And then I'm gonna pick up a little bit of Passionate. And I'm just gonna apply this on the crease to warm it up a bit. We're going all out, okay? Sometimes I don't know where the look is gonna take me. I just have fun with it. For my bottom lash line, I'm gonna pick up a little bit of Confident, mix it with Passionate. I'm always mixing shades together. I don't know, it's a habit. And I'm just gonna smoke out the bottom lash line. Lastly, I'm gonna pick up a little bit of Honest and pop it right on the inner corners and a little bit on the brow bone. And applying brown liner on the inner rim. So I'm gonna curl my lashes and apply some mascara, and I'm trying the new IT Cosmetics and Dry Bar collaboration mascara. The packaging is so cute. I like the mascara. It kind of separates it, makes it fuller. I wouldn't say it's like lengthening. I would say it's more for volume and separation. For my gloss, I'm just gonna keep it glittery. I'm gonna try the new Glossier lip gloss that has a little bit of glitter on it. And then I'm gonna use my Dose of Colors lip liner in Dim. So this is the finished look. I really love how it turned out. I really wasn't expecting to do like a full-on glam, but I feel like you can totally save this for your New Year's Eve look, even though it's like months away, or like a birthday glam, summer nights out. I don't know. Let me know if you guys like the look. I haven't played with glitter in a very long time, so I'm actually really loving this, and I am going out with my girlfriends tonight, so I feel like this is appropriate. So now on to my thoughts about the foundations. Do I recommend them, etc., etc. So this side is the Pat McGrath, and as you can see, it looks absolutely flawless. I mean, it's really, really hot in LA, like I always say, and our office is always really hot because we have windows all around, we get tons of sun. So I feel like it didn't really melt within this like hour of makeup tutorial, and I think that it looks really beautiful on the skin. I have worn this before, like I said, and I do like it a lot on my skin. With that said, it is quite expensive, and there is like a high alcohol level, I guess, that people are like complaining about. So if you're sensitive to that, just be aware. For me personally, like I said, I don't wear foundation very often, so I guess it doesn't bother me. Maybe it should, but it doesn't. I don't know. But I think the formula is really luxurious. I would say Pat McGrath is probably one of my favorite high-end brands right now. I just think that her packaging and the vibe she's created, I love it so much. So I'm a sucker. I would buy it. I would recommend it. I think it's super nice. I mean, the packaging alone is just so stunning. I just love it so much. So you can tell that a lot of thought went into this. So love it, thumbs up, love the color selection, and I would recommend it. The Fenty side is this side. I don't know, for some reason, I guess this is a little bit more dewier. You can see a little more of my skin coming through, whereas this one just looks a little bit more matte. I would say if you have oily skin, you might like this a little bit more. Personally, I like more liquidy foundations, so I don't tend to gravitate towards more creamy formulas just because they're a little bit heavy for my taste. You can't really get away with applying a little bit of product just because it is creamy, it's a little bit heavier. So if I were to wear this, it would probably be, you know, on a night out, like I said, if I really need the coverage. But on a daily basis or even just like a weekly basis, I probably wouldn't, just because I'm not a huge fan of creamy products. I think it's a beautiful foundation though, so it really depends on your taste. Like if you're into cream foundations, you're gonna love this. I mean, the coverage is beautiful. It looks stunning on the skin. It doesn't really oxidize. I would say what I really love about the Fenty one is that with my skin color, it kind of just blended in. When I first applied it, I was kind of complaining about the color because it was a little too yellow. But once I have everything else on, as you can see, it's really beautiful. Like the color just suits me really well. And now I take what I said back. Like I think they did a good job picking that color for me because it just looks great on. I think don't be fooled by like if you do swatch it and it looks a little bit yellow. I would say still go ahead and put it on your face because as you can see, like it looks beautiful after you put everything on and it just kind of sits on your skin for a few minutes, hours, whatever. So yeah, definitely swatch it on your face. Is the Fenty one worth it? I definitely think it's worth it. Again, if you're into cream formulas, if you like a medium coverage, I would say definitely give it a try. So I hope this was helpful. Like sometimes it's hard because everyone has such different tastes in foundation. Some people like super light coverage, some people like super heavy. I just wanted to give you my personal thoughts and how it looks on my skin and kind of have you guys be the judge, but just seeing both sides, I would love to know which side you guys like a little bit more. Do you like the Pat McGrath side or do you like more of the Fenty side? Like right now, it doesn't even look like I have two different foundations on because they just both look so beautiful. So yeah, that's it for this battle of foundations. For me, the winner is Pat McGrath just because I like the watery consistency. Again, that doesn't mean that the Fenty one is terrible or bad. It is a beautiful foundation. It's creamy, so I will wear it here and there if I need full coverage or if I need a little bit more coverage on my skin. You know what I mean? Hey guys, I wanted to do a quick wear test because it is almost 6 o'clock and we're about to leave work, but I wanted to show you both sides one more time. I haven't powdered or anything like that. Haven't even touched up my lips because I ate after. Yeah, I feel like the Pat McGrath side is a little bit more like dewier. I don't want to say oily, but it's definitely a lot more dewy, whereas the Fenty side stayed a little bit more put together and matte. So I guess it depends on like what your preference is. I personally don't mind this side, but I probably would powder a little bit before heading out to dinner or something like that. But this is what it looks like and I wanted to show you guys before heading out. Bye. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I love you guys and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah. Bye guys. I love these. Welcome back to my channel. Wow, why am I smiling so much? It's the glitter. Okay.